Discover how to heal insomnia with breathwork in today's episode with Raj Khedun. Raj Khedun is the founder of Keep Fit Kingdom and Kung Fu Kingdom, and he's a health and wellness visionary with 30 years of Vedantic study and a passion for Wing Chun. He's the author of How Squats Can Change Your Life and Breath Magic. He empowers others with tools for strength, calm, and transformation. The first question I have is, what's the secret to your success? And does breath work and wellness have anything to do with that? Heal Podcast with Lily Patrascu shares longevity and anti-aging techniques to stay young forever, increase energy, overcome addiction, and live your longest, best life ever, shared by world's most innovative, alternative, and traditional health thought leaders, healers, and doctors. Discover quantum healing strategies to heal your mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, it's a great question. The whole background, my whole background in yoga, practicing yoga for 25 to 30 years has been the most key thing to my success. And I think understanding that first and foremost is about identity and who are you. You have to create an avatar for yourself in order to rock up and perform anything in the world. So I think that is the most important part of my success. And breathwork has a huge amount to do with it. And I hope, we'll evolve that in the conversation. But it has everything to do with it, actually, if I'm honest.
Thank you. Now, thousands of people every year struggle with insomnia. And the worst part about that is that leads to reduced productivity, especially for people with children. It can be even worse because maybe your children keep you up at night, and then you get into this pattern of not sleeping, and then you can't produce. So it's a massive problem for thousands of people around the world. So I wonder how breathwork can help with insomnia.
Well, you see, Lily, the interesting thing about this whole concept, if I may, talk a little bit about the background. There's actually 770 million people in the world with insomnia. It's a lot of people. And in terms of, money, the amount of money that it costs in terms of lost revenue, we're talking about 50 billion in the US per year. It could be more than that right now. So I think it's really important to understand what insomnia is and, what it stems from. So it's mainly stress and anxiety related. And you have things like depression that also creep into it. So using breathwork is one of the easiest and quickest, most reliable ways to recover from insomnia. We have people who say they've been suffering from insomnia for, 10, 15 years, taking all kinds of sleeping pills and meds and therapies. Some of it works, a lot of it doesn't. But your breath, which you carry with you all the time, is, if you know how to use it in a specific way that we teach, it releases serotonin and dopamine from the brain. Also activates the vagus nerve, which is very, very important in relaxation. So when you get all of these things combined, it has a powerful effect on helping insomnia.
Thank you. How can entrepreneurs breathe better so that they can relieve insomnia?
So they need to understand that energy is very, very important to life, and understanding how energy works is very, very important. It's not taught in school. You're just guessing, and you don't really understand how the nervous system works or how the immune system works. Now, when you understand how to utilize energy, for if we say 10 to 15 minutes per day, 3 to 4 times per day, then that will definitely help you to self-regulate. It will definitely help you to diminish or decrease negative moodiness or negative moods, stress, anxiety, and the impact that those things have on your sleep as well.
Thank you. So, give us some practical steps for entrepreneurs to breathe better so that they can relieve insomnia.
Yeah, absolutely. So we teach a very specific method. So there's alternate nostril breathing through the nose. Yeah. So it's you can do 4 breaths through the left nostril, 4 through the right, and repeat that 4 times. So you can do that. You can also do what's called the 3-3 method, which is groundbreaking in its impact on lowering stress, anxiety, cortisol, whilst releasing serotonin and dopamine from the brain, as well as releasing endorphins from the brain, which help to relieve pain in the body. Also activates your vagus nerve, as mentioned. And this is, shall I show you how to do it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so it's 3 parts in through the nose and 3 parts out of the mouth. So it's like this. When you start to do that, you do it for 30 seconds to 60 seconds. You'll start to feel your whole stress and anxiety levels just decrease. The mental chatter in your mind will stop. And you'll also feel your heart rate slow down very quickly. And if you do this 3 to 4 times a day, 5 to 10 minutes every time, your entire life will begin to change for the better.
Thank you. Why does breath work in terms of relieving insomnia? What's the reason why it works, and how long will it take for entrepreneurs to do this process you're suggesting for them to get results?
Great questions. Very practical and pragmatic. So that's great. So the reason why it works is because breath is the most important fuel of life. You can live without food for 40 days. You can live without water for 4 days, but you can't live without breath for more than 4 minutes. So that tells us that breath is the most important fuel. Without that, nothing's going to work, right? So in terms of how long does it take for entrepreneurs or business people or corporates, or even busy moms at home, for everyone, it works for everyone. It will take between a minute to 3 minutes. And if you're really super stressed, you might want to take 5 minutes or 7 minutes. So it's very small, like chunks of time. But you'll start, when you get trained with us personally, and we train all kinds of people from all backgrounds, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, teacher, busy parent, whatever it happens to be. We start getting results for people between 60 and 180 seconds, which is 1 minute to 3 minutes. So,
thank you. What about how long does it take in terms of time to start to see results? What I mean is, like, will people be able to sleep better after, 3 days or 7 days or 3 months or 90 days? What time frame would you say that it would take entrepreneurs to be able to see results that are enabling them to have a really good night's sleep after using breathwork?
Good. In using this specific breathwork, we've seen results happen within 1 to 3 minutes. Not 1 day, not 2 weeks, not 3 months. No. You do the session with us on the phone, and we do sessions late at night. Sometimes people can't sleep, so we talk to them on the phone and we talk them through it, and they just drift off to sleep. So it's literally within 1 to 2 to 3 minutes on the phone, or 5 minutes. They follow our tutorial. We have a tutorial online available as well. You can just download that and you can follow that, and that's it. You start to get the results very quickly. Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. Tell us more about your journey and how did you start doing this? Why are you so passionate about helping others to sleep better?
Well, this comes from my yoga background. 25 to 30 years of studying yoga, not just the physical postures, which we call hatha yoga in India, but also the deep meditative aspects of yoga, which help you to understand yourself, your own potential, your own energy and your own intelligence, and your purpose in the world, your purpose and your contribution to society and humanity. So all of these things have helped me to build a personality and energy that's inspiring, and that energy is contagious when you share it with others. So because there's so many people with insomnia, and it's really not pleasant when you sleep poorly, when you have to interact with others. You might have an accident at work, because you're not paying attention, you don't have enough energy, and your relationships with your wife or your husband or your children is also compromised because they're not getting the best version of you because you don't have enough energy. But when you sleep properly, you have enough energy, you feel joyous, you feel happy, your immune system is strong, your nervous system is strong, and you enjoy your life more. You know, your work, your family, your friends, your kids. You enjoy everything in life more. That's why I'm so passionate about it.
Thank you. Tell us more about the impact you've already created for entrepreneurs worldwide in terms of breath work and relieving insomnia.
Great question. So on our website, keepfitkingdom.com, you find lots and lots of testimonials from people from all over the world who have tried this breathing method. There are people from the NHS to top-level martial artists in the world, teachers, therapists, psychologists, university students of all kinds. They've all benefited from using this. And, you know, it's one of those things where you just learn a little bit, you know, from us, and you put it into practice. And I would say hundreds, if not thousands of people have benefited from this, and it applies to entrepreneurs. I'll give you one little example. One very well-known podcaster, actually, she'd been meditating for ages, for years, right? And she has to sit outdoors in nature, in a park, for half an hour to get any kind of meditative effect. And when she did it with us, within 1 to 2 minutes, she says, "Oh my gosh, I've just felt the same in 1 to 2 minutes doing your method as I normally do sitting outside in nature for 30 minutes. So that's how quick and how powerful the impact has been with people around the world, including entrepreneurs.
Are there any other steps entrepreneurs can take in order to relieve insomnia through breath work? But ideally, if you can kind of say it, because, you know, some people are listening only.
Yeah, of course. So I would say be in a space by yourself. If you can turn the lights down, switch off all distractions, close your eyes, and just breathe in the same method that we talked about. And if you do that just before you go to bed, like a couple of minutes before you go to bed, you find yourself sleeping a lot easier and a lot more quickly. So
thank you. It seems so simple. Why haven't people kind of worked this out before?
The time was not right. You know, it's just one of those things that people, they don't understand how it could possibly work. It's not talked about in society. But now wellness has now eclipsed Big Pharma in terms of interest, and people want to know how to heal and, you know, heal themselves naturally rather than turn to prescription medicines and doctors and so on. They don't want that anymore. They want something better and quicker and easier. So
thank you. Is there a benefit to doing this breath work somewhere in fresh air, or is it okay to just do it at home or wherever you are?
Obviously, you know, every day if you can get some fresh air, like if you go for a walk, if you walk to your office from, you know, transport, commuting, that's fine, get some walking. But you don't necessarily have to be outside to do this. You can be relaxed, you can be comfortable in your luxurious surroundings in your own house or in a hotel or wherever you happen to be. It doesn't matter. But inside is good because you can close your eyes and not worry about distractions. So that's helpful. But if you can do it outside, but you just got to be a little bit aware that you're not going to be, you know, someone's not going to step on your toes, or you're not going to have someone's umbrella go in your stomach or something like that if you're out in the public. You know what I mean? So you just got to have a quiet surrounding, you know, space, and you'll be absolutely fine.
Thank you. Are there any other steps you recommend for entrepreneurs to heal insomnia?
I would say journaling or writing your problems down, getting them out on paper or on your smartphone is a good way to kind of put some distance between the stress of the problem and yourself. And you can, when you wake up, you have a fresh perspective, so that they're not worries lingering in your mind that make you stress and then wake up in the middle of the night, you can't go back to sleep. So that's one good way. And then the breath work. So writing problems down, putting them in a drawer, forget about it, and then doing the breath work. Fantastic combination.
Thank you. I normally sleep very well, but I tend to get into this routine where I'm sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I wonder, for those people that are kind of can sleep, but are sleeping in a really bad routine, what do you recommend they do?
First thing to understand is that breath utilizes your own body's energy, right? When you release your own feel-good hormones from your brain, you will sleep better because your body's craving proper sleep. So do this rhythmical breathing before you go to sleep. You'll find yourself sleeping for longer, uninterrupted, often not having any dreams at all, which is a blessing, because you sleep like a baby.
Thank you. Can breathwork also help people who are sleeping too much?
Yes, it can. It can help to balance out your mind and your energy so that you have enough energy so you don't feel like you need to sleep more. A good ratio is, sleeping for 8 hours, roughly. If you can't, 6 to 8 hours is absolutely fine. 6 to 8 hours is absolutely fine. So breathwork definitely helps to regulate your biorhythms back to their normal state so that you sleep enough and you're awake enough to do what you need to do and fulfill your potential, especially building a business.
Thank you. Now, with your method, it sounds like people get almost like a quick fix, and then they get to do that themselves, right? And then from then on, why do they need you after that? Do they come back to you for something else, or is there like any need for support, like support from you after that?
That's a very good point. And yes and no. Some people, for example, if they have a personal trainer in the gym, they might have a few sessions and say, I don't need this trainer anymore because I know how to do it now. That's fine. But a lot of people, because they love it so much, they want to know, how can I implement it in my daily routine? What kind of stressful situations, if I'm making a film or I'm a lawyer giving a presentation or an argument, tell me the steps can you coach me how to implement this into this situation or this occasion or this event? Can you dial it in for me a bit more so that because I've got something really important coming up. I've got a film to shoot. I only get a few minutes before takes. I have to do multiple takes. Can you help me to get in the zone and to get into flow? And, so they can call us on the phone. They can, email us. We're on WhatsApp all the time. So, yeah, a lot of people do like follow-up as well. So.
Thank you. What about for people who struggle to sleep because of anger? Do you suggest they do any other step ahead of doing the breath work?
I do. And we do. We recommend 3 to 5 minutes of a Tai Chi style routine or any gentle types of physical exercise, like squats, like you mentioned, how squats can change your life. I'm the author of that. It has a great foreword by a WWE wrestler, Rob Van Dam. But if you do bodyweight training, very gentle bodyweight movements before you go to bed, or even 2 or 3 times for, say, 3 to 5 minutes, that will definitely help you to get your heart and lungs in a good rhythm. It will help your circulation. You feel good. You release some hormones from your brain. Plus, combine the breath method before you actually go to sleep, and anger and all those things begin to diminish quickly.
Thank you. When insomnia is caused by too much to do, so imagine you have a large event to put together, and you know that tomorrow at 6 a.m. you have to wake up and you have like hundreds of things to do. What do you suggest entrepreneurs do in order to relax and be able to sleep, aside from everything else you've already mentioned?
Great. Okay. That's a great question. I would say put the priorities on your list. So whatever the priorities are, have a list of 3 things out of all of those things that are the most important to move the needle forward in your business. Anything else after that, aim to delegate that to other people. So you should not be taking so much stress on yourself that you actually lose touch with yourself and the enjoyment you get from doing what you're doing. Everyone should enjoy what they're doing and feel, like they're making progress. So I would say, write the list down, just prioritize the main important things. Yeah. 80% of your results come from just 20% of your activities. That's the Pareto principle. So if you just focus on the things that are the most important to move the needle forward, the rest of it, you should, find ways to delegate the rest.
Thank you. Now, you're the author of How Squats Can Change Your Life. I wonder, is there any connection between doing squats and breathing well in terms of achieving holistic wellness?
That's a fantastic question. I'm glad you asked that. So, yes, they're very much connected. The reason why we wrote How Squats Can Change Your Life, because people don't have time to do full gym workouts on many occasions. They're just not into doing that every day. However, if you do squats, because it's uses the biggest muscles of your body, which means your glutes, your hamstrings, your quadriceps, you can actually get a very good cardiovascular workout purely from bodyweight squats. So if you do, for example, 3 to 5 sets of 12 reps, take you 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your level of fitness, and you'll feel really good because you start to release feel good hormones from your brain. Your cardiovascular system gets a good workout, and that will definitely help your performance for sure.
Thank you. Now I'm just over 40, and I've started to kind of look into longevity and, having a great quality of life and all the sort of like health and wellness techniques to have a really, a good health. And what I've discovered from noticing some of my older friends is that the thing that kind of tends to trip you up the most is when, let's say, you're feeling mostly fine, but there's something wrong in terms of your movement, in terms of like maybe your knee is hurting, or your wrist is hurting, or something that makes it difficult for you to move around. Seems to be like the thing that kind of tends to trip up my older friends. So I do wonder, when you're doing squats, how do you make sure when you're doing squats, or when you're doing like any sort of like running or something that involves moving your body, and you're maybe in contact with the pavement a lot, how do you make sure that you don't injure yourself, for example, when you do squats? Because if you do injure yourself, that can have like a tremendous impact on your overall wellness, because all of a sudden you're not able anymore to like move around. You're not able to like, get fit. You're not able to like get the fresh air from outside. You're starting to depend on people to take you out on a crutch or something. So much can happen from like a little injury. So I wonder about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a very practical one, and I think if you do a gentle flexibility workout, mobility workout first, like stretching, yoga, making sure you stretch. The main chief thing that people need to stretch is the hamstring. So it's the big, long, thin muscle behind that, going from the hip down to the ankle. You need to be able to touch your toes with your knees straight. The more you can do that, the better flexibility you're going to have in your knees and your hip and your lower back. So if you can do that for 5 minutes a day, gently, you don't need to force anything. If you can sit on the floor, hold your toes and bring your nose to your knees, gently, bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit, you'll be folding your body over like this, right? And that will give you the ultimate stretch for your back, your hip, your knees, your lower leg, and you will prevent a lot of injuries. So if you run, if you walk a lot, if you walk up hills, if you run up hills, that stretch alone will help you prevent a lot of injuries. But you shouldn't, if you're getting older, you shouldn't pound the concrete too much, because that's, that hard impact on your joints is going to cause more trouble than it's worth. So you might want to do an exercise bike indoors, or a treadmill indoors, or dance in the house or something like that. Or brisk walking outdoors is fine. But if you're getting a little bit older, in your 40s and so on, impact, running on the pavement, on concrete, might not be the best thing for your joints. But yeah.
Thank you. What about Qigong? I think it's called, the one where you kind of do some movements with your hands and so on to kind of increase your energy. Is there any sort of connection between that and breathing well, and then being able to sleep better, and overall having more energy?
Absolutely. So in Tai Chi, we practice Tai Chi. So Tai Chi routines are brilliant because you can take 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Like even when your food is warming up in the microwave, if you're a busy entrepreneur, even while your food is warming up, you can do a gentle, quick Tai Chi routine. And it's all about, with every movement, you breathe through your nose. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, very gently, very relaxed. The idea is to move your whole body gently from your fingers to your back, to your hip, go into a low squat position, try to squat as low as you can onto your heels rather than just 90 degree. And gently breathe and move and feel your body. Don't have any distractions. Don't have the TV. Don't have the radio. Just listen to your body and get attuned to your body and put your mind into it. That will help you to connect and get your breathing right, get your mobility right. And you'll appreciate your body more. You'll appreciate your life more.
Thank you. Are there any other like exercises for that are part of breath work? Like I know yoga or meditation or anything else that can contribute towards relieving insomnia and overall having more energy and living a better quality of life?
That's a great question, and you'll wonder, like, it's not such a simple one to answer because every human being is a complex creature. Yeah, we're not simple organisms like a biological creature and then you're dead and that's it. There's a lot more to a human than that. So what you need to do is figure out what you're trying to accomplish. What is it? You're trying to build a business. You want to be a multimillionaire. You want to go on vacations. You want to buy your mum a house. You want to do something for humanity and buy property so you can have homeless people sheltered and kept away from, society's, problems in the world. So figure out what you want to do. And then you can implement breath. You can, get in the flow of things, write things down, prioritize them. And, I think that alone can help you to fulfill your goals.
Thank you so much. Where can entrepreneurs find you? Is it at keepfitkingdom.com? And if yes, what can they get in terms of, is there a community where they can join other entrepreneurs that are trying to keep well, or can they just connect with you and your products and your books?
Yes, I think the best thing to do is to go to keepfitkingdom.com. You'll see there's a section called the 3-3 products, and that is that very special breathing method that we specialize in. You can buy the tutorial, and you can send us a message on WhatsApp. The numbers, everything is there on the website. So you can send us a message there on WhatsApp. You can email us. You can phone us. That's the best way to let us know what you need from us. So if you need coaching, if you need to understand how breathing can help you relieve a lot of issues and problems that you might have, we're happy to talk about it. We do consultations all the time with companies, with individuals, with people all over the world. So that's the best way. Get in touch. Try the 3-3 method for yourself. Any questions, let us know. But it's a wonderful, wonderful way to get your mind and your heart aligned in a very simple, elegant way. So I think you'll enjoy that.
Follow me for more interviews with world's most innovative health change makers to live your healthiest life ever.